Hi guys! So I am back to talk about progressing after your gastric sleeve, which is a gastrectomy, a sleeve gastrectomy. I had mine done on July 20th of 2017. So today is Wednesday, I forget the date, but tomorrow is Thursday and that will be my 4-week point. So what I want to talk about is what happened at my 3-week follow-up. My doctor did not see me until 3 weeks post-op. When I was seen, I saw the physician's assistant, who I like very much. I was fine with not seeing the surgeon. I had seen the physician's assistant before, so that was fine. She cleared me to pureed / soft foods. So that's how my doctor works. Not all doctors are the same. I think if you have had a bypass or a sleeve, you know that. All doctors do and say different things. But I think it is important to follow what your physician states in order to stay within their protocol. There's a reason for it. There's a reason behind it, so do it. Within reason. So obviously once I started to be able to do soft and pureed foods, I felt a lot better. I was getting a lot more protein. One of the things that I would point out as a highlight in this past stage is I started to be able to use an app that I really like. It is called Baratastic, and I'll put a link to it below. It's very similar to MyFitnessPal as far as how you add things. It comes up with a little circle and you add your food, you add different things. So I liked it because of that, but it goes many steps further for people that have had any type of bariatric surgery. It allows you to really monitor your protein intake, your water intake, easier than MyFitnessPal, in my opinion. You can also monitor your bowel movements, which are very important. If any of you have had a bariatric surgery, you know that your bathroom life is different post-surgery. So it's important to monitor it and make sure it's okay. You're not going to be going as much because you're not putting as much food in your system, but there are ways to keep yourself more regular. So we'll probably talk about that in a completely separate video. I just want to talk more about food. So some of the things that have been super helpful to me are tuna packets. Sunkist has tuna packets. They have different flavors. Ranch, garlic herb, love those ones. Sweet and spicy, love that one. That's probably one of my favorites. They have a plain one. I think they have a lemon pepper one, which I have not tried yet, but I basically just mix that with about a teaspoon of reduced fat mayo just to make it a little bit less dry, and I eat that just plain. Sometimes I go a little crazy and I dip a pickle into it. I don't know if pickles are allowed at this stage, but I can tell you that I have tolerated them well. And I can also tell you that I've been craving them. I have no idea why, but I have become addicted to pickles. And no, I'm not pregnant because I'm almost 49 years old. My tubes were tied 10 billion years ago, and I'm also currently married to a woman. So the possibility of me becoming pregnant are pretty slim. So I'm not pregnant. Just like pickles, a lot. Another thing that has been really helpful to me has been Fairlife milk. It's great by itself. I've mixed a tiny amount of chocolate syrup in it, which was really tasty. I have had no success with protein shakes, but it's okay because I'm getting in at least 60 grams of protein every day between tuna. Another favorite of mine is tilapia. I buy tilapia in the frozen section bought it, I had it in my freezer prior to my surgery. So I buy tilapia. It's a nice soft white fish. For example, last night my dinner was a 3-ounce portion of tilapia, just pan fried. I used my little copper pan back there. I used a little bit of a cooking spray, pan fried it with some salt and pepper, plated it up with 2 tablespoons of cottage cheese. Last night I went a little crazy. I boiled some carrots and made a little bit of a glaze for them with a low-fat margarine and also a little bit of brown sugar and some parsley. I don't know why, but I really like the taste of the parsley, and it was pretty. So I put that on a plate, small plate, mashed up the carrots. It was really yummy. Focus on getting that protein in. And then if you get the protein in, then go ahead and go for those vegetables. It is important to get in vegetables though, and not just be like protein, protein, protein. Although the nutritionist is going to tell you protein, protein, protein. Try to make sure that you're balancing it out. And balance is so hard at this stage. It's so hard to get in all 64 ounces of water and 60 ounces of protein. It is. I'm blessed. I have not had a lot of nausea. I did have 1, possibly 2 episodes of dumping. Dumping is where you eat something that's too sweet or too rich and your stomach dumps it out on the toilet. And I'll tell you exactly what happened to me so I know what caused it. It was so stupid in hindsight. I made myself a protein shake, a chocolate protein shake made with Slim Fast protein powder. And I went into the refrigerator and I had my Skim Fairlife milk, which I could have used, but there was some organic whole milk, like this much left. And I'm like one of those waste not, want not people, and my wife doesn't drink milk. So I was like, I'll just use it up. I was sweating, I was dizzy, and then it just left my body in the bathroom. Yeah, so that was dumping. It was not fun, but it did go quick. I will say that. Let's see. Another thing that I have tried is I used flat out Italian herb tortilla, and I made myself a pizza. I put it on a piece of parchment sheet on top of a cooking sheet. I put some tomato sauce on it. I put what's provolone cheese, and some basil leaves, and it was really yummy, but it was enough for like 10 of me. So I was able to eat like 2 small pieces of it. If I were to take that whole flat out, so one of the flat out things is like this, I was able to eat like maybe 1/10 of it. And then over the next 2 days, I ate it as a lunch, and then I ended up throwing it out. My wife was not interested in trying it. Let's see. What other things have I done that have made me pretty happy? I mean, cottage cheese is definitely really good. It has a lot of protein in it. Ricotta cheese, I did do that famous Shelley's ricotta bake. I made way too much of it and ended up having to throw some of it out. I actually gave a piece to my dog. He really liked it. It was yummy, but it was just, I will never make the whole recipe again, which was, I made it with a, like a small container of ricotta cheese. So I made that recipe. So if I ever make it again, I will quarter it for sure, because it was just too much. That's the other thing is, I had a hard time before this cooking, because I have a 30-year-old son. At one point I cooked for a family and a growing boy. And then whenever I went to becoming a single person, I didn't know how to cook for myself because it was hard. And now I'm cooking for, like 1/4 of my previous stomach size, if not less. And it's hard to get used to that because I don't know if I've told you guys this before, but my wife owns a restaurant and she's never home. So we don't have meals together very often. So I'm essentially cooking for myself. Another thing that I have, speaking of my wife's restaurant, I have gone down to the restaurant. I've been able to eat at restaurants. I got chicken and hummus there. It's a Mediterranean restaurant that her family owns. So I've got hummus, which has lots of protein in it, chicken, lots of protein, and eating that. It's really yummy. Let's see. What else have I eaten that really surprised me? I had a couple peanuts, which in hindsight, I should not have done that. They're definitely not on my list and I shouldn't have done that, but nothing bad happened. I was okay. I have had a spoonful of peanut butter, and I've been okay with that. I'm trying to think of some other things that I've done. Oh, I did mashed peas. I thought that it would be great, but it kind of sat weird in my stomach. I read that they had protein in them, and I thought, oh, I'll get a vegetable and a protein, and it wasn't worth it. Let's see, what else have I done? What other stupid things or non-stupid things have I done that I can talk about? Unfortunately, I'm not able to exercise until I see my doctor again on August 31st. I have been walking. I'm chopping at the bit to go and do something other than that. I really want to swim, but I'm not sure if my incisions are healed properly or not. The last time I was there, she said to wait at least a week, but even though it's been more than a week, I'm kind of like, I don't know if it looks okay or not. I'm not sure. So yeah, that's where I am. I would say the highlights of this point are my Baratastic. Use the Baratastic app. I'm going to go ahead and link it below. Other things that have been really helpful to me are drinking hot tea. Like at night, if I have a craving, I drink hot tea with a little bit of Fairlife skim milk in it, a little bit of honey, or stevia, or agave. I definitely found myself being very head hungry for a while, but I've talked it out with my therapist and with myself, I guess. And, you know, I'm working through that head hunger and just focusing on what my body really needs instead of what my head needs. I think that should make sense to you, but if it doesn't, I would definitely be interested in doing a whole other video based on it. I think we're about 12 minutes now, so I'm going to go ahead and end this. I think what I'll do is I will probably make another video in a few days talking about the first month post-bariatric surgery. I hope that the ideas that I've given you about what the soft / pureed stage is like were helpful. Download that Baratastic app. Go onto Facebook if you're a Facebook person and join some of the bariatric support groups. They're really helpful, but you have to take everything with a grain of salt. Just like you have to take this with a grain of salt. You know, other people are at different levels than you. Other people can tolerate different things than you. Don't feel intimidated. Don't feel like, well, they're losing more weight than I am. They're losing faster than I am. You're going to lose your weight at your own pace. You are going to heal at your own pace. Just be patient with your body. Love your body and be careful with it. Okay, guys, that is all I have to say today. I love you. I am looking forward to sharing my vertical sleeve gastrectomy journey with you the whole way until I reach my goal weight and beyond. I love you guys, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.